Hello, and thank you very much for joining me in the studio in South Wales, UK. And this is where I paint away the stress of everyday life. So I'm going to use some basic colours today, do a simplified painting, just to get you started if you've never painted before. But you might find some tips along the way, so keep tuned. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the palette and we'll see what colours we're going to be playing with today.
Hey, welcome, thanks for stopping by. It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush.
Thank you very much for watching that introduction. So yeah, I've got some Prussian blue and I got some ultramarine blue. So we're looking at blues. I've got a cadmium red, a yellow. So we got red, yellow and blue. So there's the primary colours. And we have got some titanium white and some Mars black. So Prussian blue is basically ultramarine blue and a little bit of black. That's basically what Prussian blue is. If you haven't got any, add a little bit of a bit of black to some ultramarine blue, and you'll get that type of Prussian blue color. Is what I'm trying to say. So the other thing we need to do is look at what are we going to be painting. And as you know, if you've painted with me before, I've got no idea what I'm going to be doing. So I'm thinking of an horizon. So I want a lot of sky in this because it's just going to make things a lot easier. So I want to put an horizon line in. So there's my horizon line. Maybe some mountains or something in the background. A nice warm. We'll do a nice warm sky, maybe with a sun in like that. Nice big sunny sky. Yeah, that would be nice. Nice big bright sun. And if it's right low in the sky. Have you ever noticed how the sun sometimes looks smaller than other days? It's like the moon, isn't it? Sometimes the moon looks a lot smaller than other days. But the moon is always the same size. So is that the rotation of the Earth, I ask myself? Let me know. Let me know why it always looks bigger some days than others. There we go. So we'll put something in there. And maybe we'll get a little bit of banking coming down like that. Should we put some trees in? Maybe we'll put some. Yeah, maybe we'll put the old Bob Ross style pine trees in or something like that. What colour am I going to do with this? I've absolutely no idea. Let's go for it, shall we? Right. Okay, you might hear my foot squeaking on my stool, but. Okay, now let's get some white first. I want to get some white. I just want to get some white in the sky like this. I've made that a little bit thin, but it's okay. What brush am I using? Well, just an ordinary brush. I don't know. Bit of yellow. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get a little bit of red. You want a lot of red. We don't want a lot of red because we want this nice orange. Got to bring that white into it. Bit of moisture. There we go. A bit more moisture. If your acrylic paints are drying out, pick up some of this stuff. There you go. Pick up some of that. That's what you want. Some of that. Add a couple of drops. I mean drops. If you get one of these like little pipette drops or ear drop things, squeeze a couple of drops into some water, and you'll find that your water won't evaporate so quickly. There you go. There's a tip for you. So let's just put some sky in. Let's get this yellow, white. I don't know why I put the white on first. I have no idea why I did that, but these things happen sometimes. We have to go with it. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get a little bit more. Yellow and red in there. There we are. Got that peachy colour. I added a little bit of red to my brush and I already had white on it, so it went a bit pink. So I've added that to yellow now and it's gone like a peachy colour. Look. Chuck it in. Chuck it on. Don't worry about it. Everything will work out at the end. That's what we want to do. Everything works out. So let's just go with the flow. If we make a mistake, we'll just go with it. There we are. Let's just put some more colour in. A little bit more red. A little bit more red. There we are. Just got a little bit more orangey. Slap it on like that. Yeah. Don't worry. Try and be free and loose. That's my advice to you. Is try and be free and loose. Don't worry about making too much of a mistake. Sometimes it all adds to the effect, and we want this to look a natural looking type of sky. Let's get a bit more red. Let's get a bit more yellow. Now I'm going to have the smallest amount, and I mean a smidge. Look at that, a smidgen of Prussian blue. That Prussian blue is just going to darken that red up. Look at that. You didn't want a lot of that. You don't want a lot of that in there. Whoa, that's nice. That's nice. I'm liking it a lot. Okay, some more red. Getting a slightly darker colour now. Let's get some more yellow. Don't put too much red in. You always put the yellow down first and then add yellow to it. Don't add yellow to red because you're going to be using so much paint, really. Let's get a bit moisture on my brush because I just want to try and flick that in like this. I want it to get a bit darker down here. Boom, 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 boom. A bit more white. So we're going to come over here now and I'm adding a bit more white into the sky. Just picking up a little bit of white, flicking it in. Bum, 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 bum. Just like that. Just letting it drift in there like that. There we go. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I didn't want to paint last week, but I managed to get my painting done, and I ran out and I got my ice cream, and I was really happy. So, yeah, everything worked out last week for me. And this week I didn't mind painting this week. I was looking forward to coming into the studio and doing my bit of painting. There we go. So the sky is coming on. It's coming on quite nice. I quite like that. Maybe just put those. Remember that painting I did last week? If you don't know, have a look at the channel. There we go. It'll be in the iCards if you want to know what I was doing last week. There we are. I'm happy with that so far. Yes. I'm going to chuck the hairdryer on that now. Dry that sky off. And then we're going to have a look at putting the sun in, I think. Bum, 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 bum. I'm getting to that age. I'm getting to that age now of 61. I'm getting to that age now where I tend to hum to myself. Yes, it's a funny old time. Anyway, let's get back to this painting. So, as I was drying that, I washed my brush. So I'm picking up some just plain titanium white. I'm trying to get a nice sharp edge on that. There we are, a nice sharp edge. So I'm going to find a location for that. I'm just going to plonk that on like this. And I'm just going to spin my brush. Just like that. Spin my brush. Like that. Trying to get that nice, bright sky. It's not a sky. You know what I mean? Some sun in there like that. Let's get the hairdryer on that quite quickly. Hopefully that should be enough. So let's just get a little bit of paint, a bit of moisture, and let's just put out a little glow off that sun like that. A little glow off that sun, there we go. Lovely, diablo. Okay, we can get a detailed brush. Detail brush. There we go. Bit of nice bright white paint now. Just want to sharpen that edge up just a touch there, like that. Put that paint on a bit thick, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. We said we were going to live with it today, so we will. Nice bright type of. So I've only used 2 brushes so far. Let's get some yellow. And let's just make a nice light colour. I'm going to come down. Let's get that sky in a bit more there. Blank that in like that. There we go. That's better. Okay, let's go back to what we were doing. Let's get this. I want a nice contrasting colour. I don't want anything too. I want it a bit lighter than that. Let's get a little bit of yellow, a little bit of white, and quite bright coming down. Maybe like that. It's such a warm looking light that's coming onto those. These are going to be mountains, by the way. I mean, just get another bit of contrasting colour in there. Let's just carry that on over there a minute. Let's just get, because we need to, you know what I used to say, you know I was saying we need dark to show light sometimes. Well, we need to put light in here now to show dark. So I want to lighten this up just a touch there. Bear with me 1 second while I get that sorted out. So I want a mountain in there. There we go. Let's get some of this darker colour now. And let's put another range of mountains. There's very little. It's fine because we want to put some. I want some trees and things in. Just like that. Because this is all going to be in shadow. Tap them in. Don't be afraid. So far away you can't see much detail anyway. Just tap them in like that. That's nice. Okay, so we got something there. We're going to need something this side as well, aren't we? So let's get a little bit of white to that. Bit of moisture. Now, do you remember me saying, if you watched the video last week, do you remember me saying that the opposite to orange is blue? So we need to put blue in you in order to give you that contrast of colours. So we need to think about that. I'm thinking about that as I'm trying to sort this out in my mind. There we go. Can you just about see those mountains in the background there? Okay, let's get a bit of this orange light coming through on these trees. I haven't washed the brush, and just picking up a bit of orange directly on the same colour, just so it mutes it a bit. Now these type of paintings you can play with, have a bit of fun, take a little bit more time than I have got. I try to do the YouTube paintings as quickly as I can because I just want to show that anybody can paint anything they want. You just have to believe in yourself and have a bit of fun, and don't take it too serious. This type of experience when you're painting is not about taking yourself too serious. It's just about enjoying yourself and having fun, and that's all I do, is enjoy myself and have fun. So now I want to bring in some blue, so I'm going to get some white. Just going to get some white there and bring in a bit of ultramarine blue into it. So a nice pale blue. And like I said just now, blue and orange are really good complements. Maybe a bit more blue. Maybe a bit more blue. There we are. Could be water, could be anything, couldn't it really? Could be anything. It could be snow. Oh, it could be snow. There we go. I've just convinced myself this is going to be snowy now. Can you see how that blue and that orange really work together, and it gives you that lovely type of depth as well. Let's get this lovely grey colour I got. Let's put some of these little trees and things in there. Just tapping them in. Don't be too fussy. Just let the brush do what it wants to do. There we go. Colour now. And now let's put some more trees in front of that one. There we go. Maybe that's coming down in front of that now. That's like that. Bit of Prussian blue and a bit more black. Let's put some of these trees in. Is that? There we go. Maybe it's another one there, or a few there. Could be a few there. There's one just coming in there like that. Boom. There we are. Oh, isn't that nice? I quite like that. Let's get some of this blue and some white. A bit of Prussian blue and a bit of ultramarine blue and a bit of white. Bit of moisture. Let's paint all this in one colour, shall we? Wow, look at that. Let's get a bit of black. Put some rocks in there like that. Just seen that. I just seen that in my mind's eye then. That's why I did that. Bit of white, bit of ultramarine blue. Just keep mixing these colours up. We need a little bit darker. Need that a bit darker. Could be snow and stuff. Wow, that's looking quite nice. I think. As I'm doing this, I'm enjoying myself more. Prussian blue and ultramarine blue. There we go. A little bit of white in there. Let's put a different blue in now. get some white down into that as well. Wow, look at that. I want to get a little bit of this darker colour. I want to get a bit of this darker colour over here like this. I want this a bit more in shadow, so there we go. You see things as you paint in, you see shapes. There's going to be a rock there. I see there's a rock there now. And I also see that there's going to be a bit of a lightness coming in there as well, like that. This is what I mean. You can't plan things. You have to just paint. And paint from the heart. That's what I suggest is just put the colour down and then see what happens with it. Boom, 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 boom. Just continuing to put different colours, blues in. I don't want to lose that rock. I've got a lovely rock shape there. And just blank this out now like that. Just get rid of that white so we can see where we go in. We can play with that then. Moving that in there. We need some nice dark colours in there as well. So get some Prussian blue, some black, a little bit of yellow in there as well, because I wanted to go a little bit green. I want that little essence of green there, and I'm just going to plonk in some just shapes, just ordinary shapes, just like that, just to bring in that maybe down there as well. I'm just plonking some shapes, just like that. Nothing much, nothing to write home about, really. Just bringing that down. Getting a bit of this over there. The light is coming this way, so we're going to have a lot of shadow. We're going to have a lot of shadow over there. As I said, just make it up as you go along. There we are. I'm just going to dry that with a hairdryer and have a little think. Yes. So I've had a little think. I'm just going to get a smallest amount of yellow on my brush. I'm just going to put a little bit of yellow just into this sun, because it's just that little bit too bright. Let's get a little bit of white. I want to bring a bit more of that brightness back into it now. It was a little bit too bright, basically. There we go. Again, a little bit of that white paint. And just getting a bit of... Well, we had an ice cream van last week coming around, ringing his little song. And I got a cockerel out in the garden today, crowing. There we are. We got that like a brightness there. Now I'm thinking we need to... get some of these trees in, don't we? So I want to just put a couple of main trees in. I'm not going to do too much more with this side. I think before I do that, what I need to do, let me just wipe this paint off this brush. Before I need before I do that, I just need to get a bit of this yellow and red and just. I'm using the same brush, and I've only used 2 brushes so far. I used that one and that one. That's all I've used. So you don't need a lot of brushes, really, do you? If you think about it. I just need to get a little bit of light, maybe just catching on a few of these trees like that. A little bit there as well. Let's get a little bit of that light. I don't want to go too bright. Oops, maybe that's a bit too bright. Only a little bit of light just catching like that. See, that's all you need. You don't need a lot. Brush some blue, some black, some yellow. So I want to put I'm going to put a tree there. Like that. Like I said, this is a Bob Ross type of tree. There we go. Let's get a bit of that yellow in there now. Don't want a lot of brightness on this tree. Just a flick. And in fact, I think I am going to put a little bit of snow in here. We said we got that rock there, we're gonna have another rock. Can have another rock shape come in and there like that. Yeah, I need to think. Sometimes when I think, I go very quiet. Maybe we've got a bit of an wonky old one there. Quite sparse, this one's going. That one's going up. If you notice, he's a laughing tree. This is quite a sad tree. This is a sad tree. Because he's going down on that. Oh. It's cold. And maybe there's one there, like that. Maybe. This time we got another brush, I think. Maybe this one is just got some branches, just stick him out like that. There we go. Maybe there's another one there. Oh, all this is in shadow. There, I'll put a bit of snow and stuff on that after. Yes, I like that so far. Let's get a little bit of that yellow. And then just put a little bit of colour there, a little bit of colour there. All this colour will help. I'm going to put some snow in here. This wasn't, I didn't intend this to be like a snowy scene, but I think I'm going to have to put some snow in here now, just to get it balanced, because we want to balance this. So let's just get some white brush, paint on our brush, white paint on our brush. Let's put some snow in. Just like that. Not too much, or we'll overdo it. Let's put some snow on top of our rock, like that. We can put some more snow in. Maybe it's just been lightly snowing. And don't forget, this is more about using the colours that I had than the subject I'm painting. So, yeah. So using the colours we had to come up with an idea to paint. And then that's what we've tried to do today. So this is more about learning to use what you've got, what brushes you've got, use the minimum amount of brushes. Use minimum amount of brushes and minimum selection of paint color to get you to be a little bit creative, because once you're creative, you get those creative juices flowing, as they say, then all of a sudden things develop, and then you can move on to other projects, more interesting projects. And there we go. Maybe it's frosty. Maybe it's not so much snow. Maybe it's more frost than snow. But it looks like snow to me. I don't know. I just make these worlds up. It's a nice world. That's quite a nice balanced painting of colour. You've got your blues, you've got your oranges. That's really nice. You could put, if you wanted to, you could get that lovely orangey colour there, like that. We could put a few clouds just in the sky like this. Look at a little bit of that yellow. Just in the sky, and maybe a touch of white, maybe just a touch of white. There you go, like that. It just gives you that different dimension again. And as always, what I normally like to try and do is put my little bird in. There he is. This one's an eagle today. There he is. Always put my bird in. There we go. And he's flying along.
Welcome, thanks for stopping
I'm coming up with an
by.
idea that's pretty good. And as I said,
It's
these are
time to
just
learn
little
with our
sample
friend
paintings that you
Clyde.
can create and take on to bigger
So
paintings.
grab your
But
brush,
all I try
have
to
a
do
great
in the
time.
lessons is to encourage you to paint.
And
Pick up
don't
your
forget
paintbrush
to click
and
subscribe.
there you go. There's another fantastic painting for you today. I just had to turn my phone off then because it was just about to ring. So thank you very much. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.